Welcome everyone. Today we have a Genshin Impact Patch 2.2 maintenance preparation video. So in this video, we'll first have a look at the countdown timers for the maintenance when it starts and also when the maintenance finishes. We'll also have a look at some of the crucial points of the different dates of events in Patch 2.2 and also how those are going to work, what time they're going to be available. We'll be looking into the new monsters, how to prepare for those. We'll also be looking into some of the tips for the new character Childe. It's a rerun character, right? But for those that's not understanding of Childe, I really want to go through some of the crucial cooldown advanced tips about the timers of his cooldown. It's very important, guys. If you want to wish for Childe, you got to know this one. And also some of the tips in getting new Inazuma furnitures and also preparation. We'll also look into the preparation of the free 5-star character Oi that's coming into the game. And this character will be free for everyone to obtain and also to play with. So in this video, we'll also look into the preparation for this character. We'll go through the countdown timer and also the availability of new things that's readily up on maintenance and what are the events that's upcoming. We'll go through some of the preparation guides for the new features for patch 2.2. And after that, we'll also go through after the maintenance, what are the features we can get our hands onto and what are some of the generic tips and also what are the new work quests we can look for. And also, some reminders and things we can go for and things we should be very careful with Childe. So this video is aimed to prepare us for patch 2.2, and this video also guides us to the things that we can do right away when the patch becomes available. I'll also make a live stream when the maintenance comes out. We'll try the new island, we'll try the new features together. Now I'm sure most of us know the pre-download for the game is now available for patch 2.2. Make sure guys, I always say this, make sure you download them before the peak delays. So this is during maintenance that is usually a delay. Now currently for the PC version, this requires at least 11 GB of disk space. So that's a lot of space. So be extra careful, make sure you have the space on your computer and also on your mobile devices or the PS4 or PS5. So coming over to a countdown timer. By the time you guys see this video when it's posted, it's likely we'll have less than about 12 hours before the maintenance starts. The maintenance will start on 6 AM China time, which will be 9 AM Australia time. It used to be 8 AM, but we had a time change. So this is adjusted for your time zones when the maintenance starts. And we also have some tips before the maintenance starts. Now coming over to the countdown timer when the maintenance finishes. Be aware guys, sometimes the maintenance will finish a little earlier. This is for the longest time until the maintenance finishes, which is 5 hours. But usually it will finish around 4 hours to 4.5 hours, and we'll have a little more time to play when the maintenance finishes early. And for the case that the maintenance actually goes beyond this countdown, we'll be getting 60 Primogems for each hour of the maintenance delay. Now Genshin Impact have been really good with the maintenance, usually it takes less than 5 hours. And we have never gotten the extra Primogems. I'm actually secretly hoping that they actually last for longer so we get more Primogems. It's a little silly they never give us extra Primogems, right? So if we come back to the patch 2.2 to-do list, while we know that after the maintenance we can get 600 Primogems because of the 300 bug fix and also 300 maintenance gems. But there's also some things we should be aware of. I'm sure you guys might have known some of them, but it's nice to list them out. So the things of the availability of upon maintenance. So we know there will be a new 5th island. And in order to access the new island, we do have to make sure we have completed the world quest, this particular one, the Serial Storm Chaser. And after completing this quest, we'll be able to access the new island. The Toma and also Saru Hangout event and also stories for Act 1 will also become available. And also the Sakura tree will be ready to unlock up to level 40 with new rewards and some new features. Now on the topic of the things to do after the maintenance, there is going to be a free character, the free 5-star Oi that is available for all the players. And this is, one patch later than the PlayStation 5 or 4. But this is also great. So I actually forgot to talk about her. So I decided to add this point into the video as well. And we also have a video, or basically we'll have a guide about what are the materials that is needed for Ascend her. So we have a very lovely Reddit guide over here, and this is actually from our friend KrisadaFantasy. I cannot pronounce names. So our friend here have all the characters that is in the Childe banner, and those are the 4 characters. But what's the major focus is, we'll have a new 5-star character for everyone, and that's going to be Oi. So in case you guys want to prepare for her materials, which we'll all get her, definitely check this out and for the materials to prepare. Remember guys, you don't need to level her to the maximum level for all the talents. So the essential materials and also level up materials are going to be the focus of the character. And when the patch comes live, we're going to try her out for sure. So very excited for her, and I definitely forgot about her. I was like going through my things, I was like, hey, surely I forgot something. There's something special about this patch, and that is going to be the 5-star free character that'll be available in the game. Now there will be 2 events in the first half of the patch by the looks of it, 2 in-game events. The first event will be the musical event. And this musical event, if we come back over here, is this one which we can play the harp from Kazuha. And we'll be getting primal gems and also a special musical device. So this event will be the first event for patch 2.2, and this is likely going to start 2 days after the patch. This will finish in about 10 days time. The second event will be a major event. This event will start on the 21st of October, and this will end on the 8th of November. Because this is a major event, what we're going to see is, you're going to see a lot of highlights over here for the Xingyan event. If you guys do want the more details, definitely come over here to see the different branches of the event that is unlocked. It is quite important that we understand those dates of the events, because this is a major event, there's a lot of loots in this. And I do think because it's a major event, basically there will be 2 events in the first half of the patch. But this is kind of like 3 events, because this one will give like, 960 primal gems at least. Now, other than those new features, we can also prepare some basic items and also, gadgets for the new island. One thing to have is a portable warp point. We can have those crafted with lots of materials. And this will also help us to mark down for the Oculus completion for the new island. And also to get some of the electro sigils for the Sakura tree. Now, during the live stream, I did notice that it is revealed in parts of the details that having an electro character may be very helpful, because some of the electro puzzles on the island will be very, very important to be solved by electro characters. And we can also consider marking on the minimap for the good fishing spots we find along the way for the new island. Now, because we know there will be 2 new monsters for the new island, and those monsters will come in 4 different forms. We can see those monsters on the live stream, and those like the high damage, very agile, flying little warps. So they're in the categories of the geo damage and also electro damage. In order to prepare for those monsters, if you guys do find yourself a bit of trouble against them, we can craft the resistance potions for the geo and also electro elements. And also, those monsters will deal corrosive damage. So in order to prepare against them, we can't really use a shield because they're supposed to go through the shield. So making sure we have some of the healing potions that heals us over time will be one of the best ways. Of course, we can just use normal potions, but be aware if you use too many potions, your character will get too full and you can't use potions for long. So having some healing potions over time might be the best counter to those monsters. Of course, we can have characters that heals over time. Someone like Bennett or someone like Xiaoyu can also heal us. So if you don't plan on using too many healers, then having some of the potions could be very good against those monsters. Now coming over to some of the generic tips for each of the new patch. We know there will be a new battle pass, and unfortunately I was hoping for the battle pass to give us new battle pass weapons, but guess what? They were like, hey guys, take the old weapons, we're not going to change those. It's been 1 year now, they still gave us the same battle pass weapons, which I really hope they change it. But regardless, you do want to kill the boss after the maintenance, and this will give us basically, the save a bit of time as we kill the weekly boss and complete the battle pass missions for additional rewards. We know the maintenance will last for at least about 5 hours to 4 hours, so ideally we do want to spend at least 40 resin to allow the resin to regen. In case you guys are wondering, the resin regen per hour currently at the rate is about 7.5 resin per hour. So I know we don't get much resin, do we? Also remember to send characters on expeditions and also maybe crafting some weapon ores. Because who knows, you may be going for the weapon banner, right? I really hope you don't get baited by the weapon banner, guys. But weapon ores are always good, and know that you can only craft 30 weapon ores regardless of the rarity a day. So if we craft those before the daily reset, we can craft more after, just in case you need them after. And those are some of the preparation tips before the patch. Now, if you haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so. Make sure you also turn the bell on for the latest news as I find more of them for us. You can see that we're really dedicated for Genshin Impact. We'll have builds, guides, tips, news, and events updates for everything that's Genshin Impact related. Now coming over to our tips for after the maintenance and also avoiding some of the mistakes, especially with Childe. So we know that the patch 2.2 will have some new game features. The new handout event is gonna be pretty nice. We get to see the Act 1 for Toma and also for Sharu. So we're getting into the Inazuma characters with the handout event. And after that, there will be new furnishing chests. Those chests will appear on the new island, and those will be very good. So I'm definitely going to look for and hunt them during the live stream, and they can help us to build the new furnishing setup. And also, because we're going to be building some new furnitures, it is also nice to know to prepare for the building materials. So we do have a Reddit post over here, and this is by Gapo Avocado, and he says to prepare for the furnitures, here are some of the locations that can be very helpful if you guys want a quick farm. And I will have this Reddit post guide available for you guys if you want to have a quick look. So this is preparing for different furnitures on different islands and also different locations. And if you guys are shown all those, make sure you do come over here. Now there is an interactive map. So I'll show you guys the interactive map as well. If you guys do want to hunt for those items yourself, come to the official interactive map. And over here you can see the chest availability, the items, and also the furnitures for the wood. Basically, you can find everything you want on this particular map. As long as you categorize them correctly and select the region you want to be in, you can be able to find everything we wanted. But sometimes it's just nice to follow a guide. That's why I also have this Reddit post ready for you guys. Now, one of the new features for patch 2.2 is that we can now use the Inazuma materials for the paramedic transformer. We do have a video to talk about what are type of the items to put into the paramedic transformer to get, better materials for talent books, experience ores, or, different jade or different weapon or character ascension items. So with the new Inazuma items, they will follow a pattern with minerals, with, food items, and also different items. So make sure you check out previous video, and this will be very helpful for the paramedic transformer. I keep forgetting about that too. So this is also a reminder, guys, to use this every 7 days. Now we also know that there will be a number of new patch 2.2 world quests. About 6 or 7 of them was listed in the patch, and I have those names written down over here. So in case you guys are looking for more quests to complete after 2.2, you can search up those names of the quests on the wiki. And for those that you have missed any of the quests, you can see how to start the quest and how to get the reward from those quests. Now we know there will be usually a web checking, and usually web checking, we can get 20 promo gems for each of the 7 days. So, it's something minimal. It takes us about 30 seconds or a minute a day. So make sure you guys don't forget to check in daily for the promo gems. I know, guys, they're not much. There's some other games that give, over 1,000 promo gems or 1,000 in-game currency with the 30-day check-in. We really hope for better check-in though. Now coming over to our biggest warning for patch 2.2, and this is focused on the players who haven't had Childe before and who haven't tried him before. So Childe is a very interesting character, and what I want to highlight with you guys is not only you want to try him out before you summon for him, this is like his rerun, right? But some of us still don't have him. So make sure you check out some of his online guides and also playstyle. He's got a very interesting playstyle. Even though he's a bow character, he will be going into a melee form. And his elemental E-spell is the biggest bonus for him. And also this can be a little troublesome if you haven't tried him before. If we come into the game, what you're going to see is, I'll put up a sound a little bit, you can see currently I have my Childe. And you... Childe. He's got a dialogue. So he's going to use the normal attack, right? And when you use the elemental E-spell, I'm going to transform, and now I become a melee character that deals hydro damage. One thing to be aware, that the duration of the transformation is actually flexible or adjusting. So the longer you stay in the melee form, the longer the cooldown you will be when you come back into the range form. And this makes Childe have a very long downtime. And if you're not aware of this, so what I'm going to show you is, very soon his head will have a red arrow. This is showing you that his melee form is about to expire, like this. You can see on the top of his head. So once his melee form expires, the cooldown goes up to 45 seconds with the cooldown. So I really want to show you guys that if you're not aware of this, this character might not be the DPS or the damage character that will stay on the longest time for you. So the cooldown goes from 6 seconds to 36 seconds to 45 seconds. And the maximum duration is 30 seconds. This might be a little confusing. So I really want to tell you guys that if you plan to have Childe as your only damage character for 5-star, it might not be able to deal damage all the time. And this is why I want to bring over to this Reddit guide. And this is from RX. This is when Childe first came out. and this was really helpful. So for the longer time Childe is activated, the longer time his cooldown will be. So make sure you're aware of this. In order to have some of the optimal timings, you do want to cast his elemental E spell again and cancel that yourself if you don't intend to stay on the melee form. Because the quicker you cancel it, the lower cooldown you will be. If you cancel it after 7 seconds, the cooldown will be 12 seconds. If you cancel it after 22 seconds, the cooldown will be 28 seconds. You will finish on 30 seconds, and the cooldown will be as long as 45 seconds. So make sure over here, we do not want to reach 30 seconds. Because the difference between 29 seconds and also 30 seconds is a 10-second longer cooldown. So those are some of the mistakes. If you haven't tried Childe before, you really want to be aware of this. So I thought, in this video, we'll make a special notice over here to give you guys a bit of understanding of the character. And, he will be a nice character, but just be aware that he has some mechanics that most characters don't have. And those are the variety adjusting cooldowns, and you want to control this yourself. And of course, during the test runs, each of the characters will get abnormal energy during the test runs. And this is something we also want to be aware of. So, when you're testing Childe, know that in the test runs, he will get a lot more energy than usual. Now, as always, we also have the reminder. Don't get over caught up with the hype of the new patch, guys, and don't spend too much on rolling for characters and going for the banners. Because we want to set a budget, and we know there will always be reruns of the characters. I mean, this is a joke, right? This is actually the third rerun of Childe. I'm like, no, this is the second rerun of Childe, the third banner of Childe. The first banner of Childe came out around November last year. So this could be a really good time to save some free-to-play Primal Gems for patch 2.3. If you guys haven't seen our previous video, definitely check out the video about Goro and also Arataki Ito. I cannot pronounce, guys. So basically, if you haven't seen it, guys, this was officially posted about 12 hours ago, and there are 2 new characters, and those are for patch 2.3. So what I'm saying is, give yourself some reasons to save for the future. You want to save your free-to-play Primal Gems. So if you don't plan on rerolling, or if you don't plan on rolling for Childe or Hu Tao or Toma, you can save yourself with, our lovely friends, our lovely Geo friends over here. And those husbandos looks pretty good, right? So this is just like some motivations for us to save more Primal Gems. Because if we know what's to come to the future, we have more willpower to save Primal Gems, and also we'll be able to prepare for new characters in the game. And this will reduce the need to spend in the game. I think this is most important, especially for free-to-play or low-spending players. You don't want to encourage yourself to spend too much in the game. Now, hopefully you guys found this video helpful. So going from the countdowns, we have the list of events, different things to do, and also we did go through some of the general tips for the new features. I know this time there isn't a lot, but hopefully next patch we'll get a lot more things to play and also to do in the game. And also we know, there will be a number of work quests, and finally we have went through the details of Childe as a very special character that can be melee and also be range form. Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe and also turn the little bell on for the latest news. I'll be looking towards to make more builds, guides, tips, and news and event updates for us as we come further into the game. And as always, I wish you guys the best of luck with Genshin and have the most fun in exploring this wonderful world.